Save some time by having them come up early. In thinking about this season, I think back to August when I went to the Sacred Heart Camp and I observed the whole Norton program at once. And I didn't know anybody, I was just observing, I was helping Coach Clark. And thinking back to that August day up until today, it seems like it was a long time, but it went by really quickly. The hardest part, which is an adventure, but it's good to know their personalities, it's trying to learn their names. And when I asked Coach Clark who this person is, who that person is, his answer was, she's a sweetheart. And
oh boy.
All the girls are pretty much sweethearts, so that doesn't really make it down. In thinking about this season and developing players, it seems like I ran out of time. At the end of the season, it went by really quickly. But one thing I can say is that I tried to work on intensity, being proactive. I gave a little talk midway through this season about going an extra degree, taking it to another level. They can tell you the story if they remember it. It's about what happens at 211 degrees and getting that extra degree to make some change happen. And they can tell you that story. I'm not going to take up the time tonight. Coach Clark did say if I go first, I can talk the longest, so that's a good thing. I will start by, there's no order for these freshmen. I'm going to just take them out by their names here. I have Laura Danko, who played forward. I have Mary, who pretty much played every position on the field except goalie. Abby. Caitlin. Now, I have two stories to tell, and I can only tell these because it's a set of twins. I'm trying to learn the difference between Brooke and Steph working. I had to tell them the difference between their cleats. And the reason how I could tell them apart is that Brooke had bright cleats and Steph didn't have as bright cleats. It was still beautiful. So when I was trying to learn their names and their mannerisms and their personalities, I looked for the cleats. And if they weren't bright, I knew it was Steph. If they were bright, I knew they were Brooke. Do you have your cleats? Brooke is perfect. Morgan. Mora. Julia. Is that Morgan? There's a running joke that if anybody was on the ground, just look, this is probably Morgan. Felicia. And I failed to mention before that there were two players that played both JV and varsity. One was Mary, who already came up, and there's also Lexi. Thank you. I have the sophomores and the juniors come up. continue with the sophomore players. This next player got hurt midway through the season, and she had quite the doodles on the sideline. When I went back to look at the stats, I always had nice flowers and everything like the same page. That's Jen, and she also played defense for us. Liz Default. I have Dana Goodwin, she played mid. This next player is our goalie. She's probably one of the most improved from the beginning of the year. We're not giving out those personal awards for the teams this year. However, I can see her confidence from the beginning of the year scrimmages up to the end of the season, and she improved tremendously, and she's never one that looks for recognition. So tonight I'm going to give it to her because she definitely kept us in some games, and she's one of the reasons why we came out on top in some of our other games too. So it goes to Taylor Stewart. One of the players that has a strong person in her back is Emma. She's one of the consistent players back there. And Michaela Sullivan, who played mid and forward as well. Now to my next twin story. It's the second set of twins. Trying to figure out how I can tell the difference between Allison and Sarah Weber. Nobody helped me with this, but I figured out that one of them has bangs and one of them doesn't. So the one who wears her hair fully back in like a scrunchie that starts with an S, that would be Sarah. And I usually Allison. So I can tell the difference now. So Allison, she played forward for us. And Sarah. I'm telling those jokes just because the whole team, the whole program, I have kind of an odd, quirky, dry sense of humor, and that's exactly how I learn the names, so think of little things like that. Which brings me to my junior. This player would do everything that I asked of her, anything that Coach Clark would ask of her. If I needed to get in touch with players, I would reach out to her through email, phone calls, trying to figure out how we can communicate through to the team, and she stepped up in a leadership role. It's our junior, Katya. So I'd like to thank the team. I had a pleasure coaching them this year, and I hope I have the opportunity to coach again for Norton. And I'm going to be working in the off-season. I was referred to bringing women's for cartilage reconstruction and microfracture surgery. So I'll be doing my best to try to get in shape, either go through that or go through rehab. So I'll do my best to work to be prepared for next season. I hope you guys continue with whatever you do, a winter sport, a spring sport, things forward your schedules to me. And I'll try to make as many nationals games that I can in the winter spring season. So thank you very much.